Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Sure, I just put the camera. Yeah, sure.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Can everybody please sit down, please? Hare Krishna. Please everybody settle down. Can someone switch on the AC here? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Hare. Hare Ram. Hare Ram. Hare Ram. Hare Ram. Ram Ram. Ram Ram. Hare Hare. Hare Hare. Let us all welcome His Holiness Indradyumna Swami Maharaj with three loud and enthusiastic Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Let's also welcome the most skillful and dedicated servants of Maharaj who are traveling with Maharaj everywhere, and we got the opportunity of having them here. For all the servants of Maharaj, three loud and enthusiastic Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Do we really feel we need introduction of Maharaj here? Yes, but still we need. I would like to say a few words to comment to Maharaj. My name is Kilanan Das. I am just a servant here, representing all of them here. We opened this center 6 months ago. His Holiness Loknath Maharaj came and opened the center here. Very fortunate. And our arrival here is so intensive, Maharaj, I can't even believe. I personally, Maharaj, was inspired by your servant Vijay Gopal Prabhu from America. He used to be my very close associate in Atlanta. So I always desired to have your darshan. This is the first time I'm having Maharaj. I'm so grateful. Hari Bol. I'm choking while I talk about Maharaj. Okay, let me take 2 breaths. And when I used to hear Chaitanya Charitamrita, I'm telling my personal thing. When I used to hear Chaitanya Charitamrita, every time I used to hear about Vakreshwar Pandit, who used to dance for 16 hours 32 hours. I could never understand how can somebody dance for 32 hours. And those are the initial days in Krishna consciousness. But every time I saw Maharaj festivals in Woodstock and Maharaj festivals in Vrindavan and Maharaj festivals in other parts of the world, I would always remember that Vakreshwar Pandit, maybe, reflection, maybe mercy coming in our generation, which we can see in the form of His Holiness Indradyumna Swami Maharaj. And I would like to say one thing, is that there used to be a very great devotee called Devanand Pandit. And he was a great scholar of Vedas. He was a great scholar of Srimad Bhagavatam. He used to give lots of classes. But he committed offense against Srivas Thakur. And finally, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also chastised him, that I bear the Bhagavatam in your hands. But he could not understand. But finally the day he served Vakreshwar Pandit, when he saw Vakreshwar Pandit dancing, then Devanand Pandit could understand what is devotion to Srimad Bhagavatam. He fell at the feet of Vakreshwar Pandit, and because Vakreshwar Pandit was dancing for such a long time, his feet maybe were aching, and that chance Devanand Pandit took to go and massage his feet. And as soon as he massaged the feet of Devanand Pandit, Vakreshwar Pandit, Devanand Pandit understood what is devotion. And Prabhujis and Matajis, no matter what Vedas we read, no matter how much we learn Sanskrit, no matter what scholarly seminars we give, unless we serve the lotus feet of a pure devotee, there is no hope of devotion, there is no hope of going back. We have the pure devotee here. We are so fortunate that he is here. Let us all take this opportunity to pay our obeisances directly from our heart, because we need Maharaj's blessings to get what Devanand Pandit got that day. How many of you want that kind of blessing? So let's be very attentive here today. And Maharaj is also launching his book. At the end, Maharaj will speak a little about the book. And how many want to leave your body in Vrindavan? Leave it with your hands. Okay, so the Vrindavan is 2,500 rupees, it's outside. You have to keep it in your house. So please, everybody take the Vrindavan book. Forest of Vrindavan is a new book. We have limited stock here. So if you don't want to leave your body in Vrindavan, that's different. But Vrindavan is right there. So it's going to be brought here at the end of the lecture. Please take this opportunity. It's also an opportunity to take signature of Maharaj. So please, let's take the next few minutes to hear from Maharaj, which I am personally very eager to. How many heard the memories of Srila Prabhupada told by Maharaj here? Anybody? I have heard all of them, Maharaj, and I have heard many times. And your stories of, in the flight with Prabhupada, you're taking the suitcase at the end, and when it got delayed, and the pastime of you taking a major general, some army person to Prabhupada and reading the 9th chapter. These all pastimes are just stuck in the mind. If there is an opportunity of 10 minutes, Maharaj, please share some pastime of Prabhupada also in if that's possible. Thank you, Maharaj. So without any more delay, let's welcome His Holiness Indradyumna Swami Maharaj and all his wonderful disciples here with 3 loud and enthusiastic Haribol!
Yeah, my
Divine grace, the strong foundation of nature. A.C. Bhagavatam, Swami. Now, Shiva, Paramahansa, Sri Shiva, Bhakti Siddhanta, Saraswati, Maharaj, Bhakti Gori Vaishnava, Mahamacharya, Haridas Thakur, from Simbahosh, Krishna Prabhu Nityananda, Advaita, Vidama, Shivasana, Gaura, Shri Shri Radha Krishna, Gopinath, Samakunda, Giri Govardhan, Shri Bhajapuri, Shri Pujapita, Bhagavad Bhagavatam, Bhakti Murmai, Bhakti Devi, Tulsi Maharaj. It's time to be found in Chara, save the whole world to Prabhupada, Sitaram Lakshman, Hanuman, Yoginam, Glorious to the Son of the Lord. Glorious to the Son of the Lord. Glorious to the Son. Glorious to Guru. Glorious to God. Dear God forever.
इंद्रदुम्न साईं महाराज की इंद्रदुम्न साईं महाराज की इंद्रदुम्न साईं महाराज की प्रभुपाद की
Omagyantanavendasya Vinayanaśvalaka Chakshumitasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Kapitam Janavatale Swayam Kadamayam Didantisva Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivastava Vision Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
When the devotees asked Maharaj Srila Prabhupada what his spiritual master was like, it was the saying, elegance is truth spoken concisely. So Prabhupada could go on, I'm sure he could have gone on for many hours describing the glories of the spiritual master, but eloquence is truth spoken concisely. He said, what can I say? He was a Vaikuntha man. He was a Vaikuntha man. And everybody got chills. It says it all. So, like father, like son, is that saying. Here in India, I see sometimes you have signs, Agarwal and Sons. It's like so many sons, and sons and sons. So, one time I was sitting in Darshan with Prabhupada, and one of my godbrothers, he was new. And he said to Prabhupada, he was really excited, he said, Prabhupada, I want to be just like you. And we all went, you can't come. You can't equate yourself with Srila Prabhupada. Your Prabhupada took it differently. He said, yes. The teacher wants the student one day to come and teach. So the spiritual master imbibes all the qualities that we admire. In fact, you choose your spiritual master because, isn't it? You see him as the best devotee. And you like his example and you like his teachings and his instructions. So to come in contact with someone like Srila Prabhupada, not there even in millions and billions of lifetimes. Very rare. Janaka Pandit says in his Nitya Shastra that you cannot find rubies in every mountain. You can't find sandalwood in every forest. You can't find a pearl on the head of every elephant. Neither can you find a spiritual teacher in every lifetime. Do you have rubies in the mountains here? The hills? Have you seen a pearl on the head of an elephant? Have you seen, do you have sandalwood trees here? Mysore. So similarly, one doesn't come in contact with the pure devotion of the world. Actually, Prabhupada, one of his godbrothers, Swami, Prabhupada admired him very much. He was a senior devotee of the Gaudiya Math. But he said of our Prabhupada, he's Shaktavishna. Shaktavishna means an especially empowered jiva. Because when you think of avatar, you think of Krishna. Ekchamsa kalo pumsha krishnashtu bhagavan swami. That verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam. It mentions that there's many avatars that come from the spiritual world. Plenary portions or plenary portions of plenary portions. But Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna's avatari. He's the source of all the avatars. And we here in India, we have Das avatar. Everyone, every child knows Das avatars. But the avatars are as numerous as the waves of the ocean. They keep coming again and again and again to reclaim the fallen conditioned souls. But there's a special category of avatar. Technically, avatar means one who comes from the spiritual world. Beyond this world, which is sometimes manifest and sometimes not manifest, there's an eternal world, which never dissolves. It remains as it is, self-equal. It's the playground of God. See, Damodar here. Goloka's, Vaikuntha is the official kingdom of God, but Vrindavan, where one can love Krishna as a friend, child, lover, that's the playground of God. Goloka. So, from that world, personalities come. Two types of personalities come from Vaikuntha, from the spiritual world to this nasty place. Material world. One is the devotee who, out of his own compassion, wants to come and deliver us. In Vaikuntha, Krishna says in the Gita, having once got there, you never come back again. So how is it someone would come? The Dukalaya Vishwashvata. Another summary, right? Summary of material existence. Temporary place full of miseries. That should be sufficient. Say in French, ça suffit. Ça suffit. Nothing more needs to be said. Dukalaya Vishwashvata. Why would someone from the spiritual world, which is eternal, full of knowledge and bliss, come to the polar opposite? Temporary, full of ignorance and suffering. You have to be a madman. We're all madmen. At least I am. We're madmen to have left that abode, to come to this place. But Shastra says, there are souls there who are aware of what's happening here in the material world, and they come of their own accord. They leave Vaikuntha to come here to deliver. All glories to such persons. There's a second kind, a soul. Nitya Siddha means eternally liberated. Nitya Siddha. Nitya Siddha, eternally liberated souls. There's a type of Nitya Siddha who comes here on the request of Krishna. Two types. One comes with his own accord, and the other is requested by Krishna. Because Krishna has his scheduled incarnations. What is that verse? Millennium after millennium. Paritranaya sadhanam. The little boy knows and I forgot. This is old age. We call it senior moments. So, Krishna has his scheduled incarnations. He can't come in between. It's just the way it's set up. Millennium after millennium, He comes. But he just doesn't just come. He comes to scheduled incarnation. If you think you're an incarnation, sir, we have to read about you in the Bhagavatam, because the Bhagavatam lists all the scheduled incarnations. And if your name's not there, sorry, you're not God, you're Dalton. So scheduled incarnations. But the show must go on. People have to keep getting delivered. So there are those who come, and on behalf of the Lord, like you could say like an ambassador of these friends who comes to India, he serves in France. He's an ambassador of France. He's not in France, but he's representing France. So there's spiritual ambassadors. Krishna says, you're an ambassador. You go to the material world and represent me. And they keep the preaching going. They keep the preaching going. Whatever the Lord has said in the previous incarnation, they repeat it without adulteration. So Prabhupada said once, in a moment of intimacy, to one of my godbrothers, who was at that time his secretary. Actually, what had happened is Prabhupada had arrived back in Mumbai, and he'd come from Africa, where there was a lot of malaria. There was a big influx of malaria at that time, and he'd gotten a malaria vaccine in Kolkata, actually, when he was actually got that vaccine before leaving for America to come to the West to preach. In 1965, he got a vaccine. Whole controversy about vaccines. Prabhupada got a vaccine, the yellow fever vaccine. And he kept that card with him because he thought, well, maybe, because he had to go around the Horn of Africa. He didn't know he thought he needed a vaccine to go to the West. And but when he went to Africa, he showed it. Oh, sure, yes, you're protected here. But when he got back to India, because he'd been in Africa, he had to show the certificate that he's not contaminated. Show your yellow fever certificate having been in Nairobi, then we'll let you into India. But his secretary had forgotten in Nairobi. So they put Prabhupada in, what's that called? Quarantine. A purity motive. They're going to be quarantined. And Prabhupada had to stay in that quarantine for 21 days. It wasn't a 5-star hotel. But Prabhupada, the devotee told me, Prabhupada, he was just present, he just chanted the whole time. He wasn't disturbed. His servant was very disturbed. But one day Prabhupada was on the veranda in the quarantine area, and this devotee came and sat next to Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, I did not want to come to this nasty place. So the secretary turned red. Prabhupada, I'm so sorry that I forgot your yellow fever certificate in Nairobi. Prabhupada said, no. Not that. I did not want to come to this nasty place. So the servant's getting confused, like, I know it's really bad here. Prabhupada said, no, I did not want to come to this material world. But Krishna asked me to. The second qualified person that comes of his own accord. The other person is requested by the Lord. Like if you have an important mission, something that's very important to you. What's more important to Krishna than delivering Paridunaya Sadanam Vinashai Dushkutam? Delivering the pious, annihilating the miscreants, and reestablishing dharma on this earth planet. That's very dear to the Lord. Just like a son or daughter may leave home, they're rebellious. They may forget the parents, but parents never forget their sons and daughters. So we may have forgotten God, but He has not forgotten us, and He's very anxious to get us back home. So you send if you have an important mission, you send your best man. Many are called, but few are chosen. So Prabhupada was chosen by Krishna. Prabhupada said this, that he said it in his lotus mouth. Krishna asked me to come. And then Prabhupada said that I was a little hesitant. And Krishna said, why? And I told Krishna, because I'm not so much inclined towards austerity. Of course, Prabhupada, when he was here, he lived a very austere life. But he was, what's the spiritual will? Material will compared to the spiritual will. So Krishna said, that's okay. You go down to the earth planet and you write books on the science of Krishna consciousness, and I'll arrange everything else. And so it happened. Of course, there were setbacks and difficulties, but Papa never lost faith. He said that my mission in the Western countries was successful because I had faith in two things. He had no money. When he arrived, he had 40 rupees, which is about, I think, $6 at that time in U.S. history. He said, I arrived at the pier, in Boston, I didn't know whether to go left or right. He had no money. So how? He came as a beggar. You could say it better. He said on the boat, just before the boat landed, he told us one time in the ocean that I was thinking that when I tell these American people, no more meat eating, no more promiscuous sex, no more gambling, and no more drinking, and chant these names of God from India, Krishna, they'll tell me, old man, you take your message back to India. He was thinking like that. I'm quoting Bhagavatam. Why was he successful? He revealed the secret to success, which can also be our success. Because like father, like son. Prabhupada said had faith, two things. Deep faith. So Shraddha. Deep faith, not superficial faith. Deep faith, he said. I had faith in the instructions of my spiritual master and the holy names of Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
And the rest is history. Krishna intervened. Brahmanda Bhavati Konji Bhagavanji Guru Krishna Prasad. That's our story. We fell from grace. Krishna didn't intervene personally in our lives, but he's pretty devotee. His representative and turned up the course of our destiny into his pure devotional service. My destiny, Prabhupada, was meant to be one of the most richest men in the history of Islam. The astrologers said it's traditional that when you're born, your parents call an astrologer, they want to see what your life's going to be like. They'll give you an appropriate name according to your astrology. That's the science. So when an astrologer was called to, when Prabhupada took birth under a tree, it was a pitfall tree, is that correct? Jackfruit. I have a leaf from that tree. The astrologer was called, he said, this person will be one of the most successful business how do you say crorepati? I know a little bit about India. He'll be like that. And also he'll open 108 temples around the world. But Prabhupada never became that businessman. His business failed. Not because of his destiny. By the will of the Lord. It's like Yudhishthira. Krishna says to Yudhishthira, the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, my first mercy upon my fully surrendered devotee is I take everything away from the poor soul. So he has no other resort. It's simply fully surrendered to me. Atma-nivedana. And I use him in my service. So Prabhupada, he was in the pharmaceutical business, etc. And he started a business in Jhansi. It all failed. It just shows astrology is valuable up to a certain extent, but it's not absolute. For us, what's more important is the mercy of Krishna. That's why we pray every day for Krishna's mercy, because our destiny is very dark. You can say, yes, I have money, I have name and fame, but it's like water on the back of a duck. It comes and goes. And you're destined to get sick, you're destined to grow old, you're destined to die. Something like that. That's the destiny. But all that can be changed by when Krishna intervenes. So therefore, we take some advice from astrology, like to marry, see that the boy or girl are compatible. That's there. And sometimes we refer to astrology, but we know that Krishna, the astrology is ruled by the different planets in the universe. Saturn, Mars, etc. But who rules the planets? Krishna. He's the supreme personality of Godhead. So he can change everything. And therefore we appeal to him to make our lives fortunate in the spiritual sense. Every morning we're praying to him. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One time, a devotee asked Prabhupada that perennial question, Prabhupada, what's the meaning of the Maha Mantra? How many times have we heard, my dear Lord, my dear energy of the Lord, please engage in your service. Right? But in this particular instance, Prabhupada just, it's like Jesus said, my cup runneth over with love. Sometimes these things just come out from the heart of the pure devotees and like real nectar. So Prabhupada said, what does it mean, the Hare Krishna mantra? It means, my friend, my friend, my friend. And that's how I think of actually. I can't say I'm on the level to call, anywhere near the level to call Krishna my friend, but a friend indeed is a friend indeed. And I'm struggling in this material world. So Krishna, please. The verse I often quote. Dear Lord, I'm drowning in this fathomless whirlpool of material existence. Will you who give shelter to those who have no shelter, please, just this one time, won't you extend your hand to save me? That's prayer. The Hare Krishna mantra is more than a mantra. It's like a prayer from the heart. Like we always hear nowadays, like chant from the heart. We're praying. So Prabhupada was confused. Krishna, I'll take care of everything. And didn't he take care of everything? Prabhupada came penniless. And by the time he left this world, he was a billionaire, although you wouldn't know it by looking at him. Of course, Prabhupada always dressed like a gentleman. He was perfect, personality, gentleman. He always dressed very much. I traveled with Prabhupada some occasions. I was a grihastha at the time. And, I had a cotton dhoti and we'd fly somewhere. And I'd come out all wrinkled, and Prabhupada didn't have one wrinkle in his silk dhoti. I was like, what is this? And I'd been perspiring on the plane, and now Prabhupada's always smelled like sandalwood. He would sometimes, they'd put sandalwood on his head for the cool. He was always thinking and preaching and writing, so he could remember such a sandalwood. He was transcendental. Transcendental to tamas, rajas, and even sattva means the mode of goodness. Mode of goodness can also be conditioning you. Oh, I live in the forest, I'm a lake, I'm growing on fruits, I'm healthy, That's the mode of goodness where you can become attached to the world in the wrong way. We want Shuddha Shakti. Shuddha Shakti means spiritual goodness. The Brahminical life is, the mode of goodness is a stepping stone into transcendence. So Prabhupada was unlike anyone else. He was transcendental. And you could even see it. You could even see it. One time Prabhupada was crossing the road, a road in London with his secretary, Shama Sundar. And they called the policemen there bobbies. Don't ask me how they got that word, bobby. The policemen were bobbies. So one of the policemen on the corner wrapped around somewhere. He said, look, your teacher's glowing like the sun. And Karmi. But he could see Prabhupada was effulgent. There was nothing, This is why when the spiritual master passes away, we don't burn the body. We put the body in samadhi. Because the body is also considered spiritual by that time. Because it's been used, the spiritual master's body has been used fully in the service of Krishna. It's considered spiritual because it's been used for Krishna. So it's called tadiya. Things used by the Lord also have a spiritual. That's why we wear the garlands of the Lord, because they're very spiritual. So Prabhupada was very transcendental. And on one of the trips, I had the opportunity to go with Srila Prabhupada from New York to London. I don't even a devotee. Weird. But Prabhupada wanted some American boys. This is very early in the movement, 1970, before all of you were born. And Prabhupada wanted devotees to start temples. We only had 6 temples in America. And Prabhupada wanted us to go to, wanted some boys, girls to go to Europe. So one day the temple president said, Srila Prabhupada wants some devotees to go to Europe, but any of you have to go. Boom! I raised my hand. And I was always interested in adventure. Since I was 14 years old, I was traveling all around America, Canada, Mexico, Central America. A young boy. So I read in the Bhagavad Gita, and my favorite verses in the Gita was that Krishna says, I am adventure, meaning not mundane adventure, but something spiritual. So I told a white lie. He said, do you know Europe? I said, yes, I've been there before. and in my mind, I rationalized, maybe in the previous birth. So I got away with the white lie. So that devotee, he's a temple president in Detroit. He also volunteered to go. So he said, Prabhupada is going from New York to London on such and such a day. It was on PWA, World Airlines. See if you can get us on the same plane. So I thought, wow. Because I'd seen Prabhupada briefly in America when he came to the temple. It was always from the Vyasa side. So I thought, well, maybe, just maybe, I could sit on a plane next to Prabhupada. I was counting my blessings. I didn't have any blessings, but I was counting the blessings. So I called up the airlines. I got one of the agents, and I said, this is my name, and I'm buying a ticket, and I'd like to sit next to Mr. A.C. Bhaktivedanta. So she said, I'm sorry, sir, we don't have you registered on this plane. I don't know what your travel agent told you, but you don't have a ticket. So I said, just a minute, and I had my friend call from the agent. I said, well, I told you I'd get a ticket. I don't have it yet. I'm like, what? Prabhupada's on the plane, and I don't have a ticket. So I got back on the phone with the lady, and she said, please, he's my guru. So she was a black African lady. She said, what's a guru? What would be a guru? I said, oh gosh. Okay. That's like a spiritual teacher. You mean like Jesus? I said, yeah, just like Jesus. She said, do you want to go with Jesus? He lived 2,000 years ago. I said, no, one of his representatives. Oh, you want to go with the pastor, huh? You want to go with the priest? He said, yeah, as a special priest. She said, well, son, let me see what I can do. I'm a good Christian. I'll get you on that plane. So she went and talked to the supervisor. But, there was a list. 34 people wanted to get on that plane. Standby. She said, there's no hope. She said, wait a minute. My supervisor has come to tell me something. The supervisor said, someone canceled. So she said to the supervisor, there's this nice Christian boy. He wants to be with his pastor. So a lot of lies today here. Can we get him on the plane? So she said, yeah, put him at the front of the line. I got a seat. Right there. So I said, can you put me next to A.C. Bhaktivedanta? So she said, That's a funny name for a priest. Anyway, I got to see it. And yeah, so the flight was from New York to London. And Prabhupada came to New York, and I was in New York, ready to go, and we went to the airport. And there was this big rush of devotees at the airport, but the police wouldn't let everybody in, so just me and Prabhupada and one other devotee were able to go up to the check-in counter. And we checked in really fast, and then we went to security. So I was holding Prabhupada's little white bag. He used to carry his little acclation case, his wife. He never let anyone touch it, because we were all young devotees, kind of spaced out, maybe not so much. He never let anyone carry it. So we got to the security. The security officer said to Prabhupada, open that bag. Very rude. Open that bag. So then Prabhupada tried to open it, and it didn't open. The latch wouldn't open. So it became security. I'm not going to let you guys go. You open that bag. Oh man. And I leaned over, I said, if you speak to my spiritual master like that one more time, I'm going to break your face. He's a policeman. I said to myself, did I say that? He said, I thought you Hare Krishnas were non-violent. I said, you disgust me. So he said, you open the bag. Wow. You know, I tried to defend a pure devotee. The reward was, the mercy was that I got to open Prabhupada's bag. I looked at Prabhupada. No one ever did that. So I took the bag, opened it up. There was Prabhupada's, passport was there, the mirrors, a tea lock, some cartals, a photo of the spiritual master, different articles. I'm looking, just staring like into the heart of the pure devotee. And the security guy says, I'm supposed to look in there, not you. So then we left, and we were the first ones on the plane. And we got on the plane. And Prabhupada was sitting at the window, and I was in the middle seat. And then, we're getting ready. And then Prabhupada said to me, so prasad. What? Nobody told me, nobody gave me to give Prabhupada any prasad. So I think maybe I did not. Krishna, please no. My guru's hungry. So then I remembered somebody gave me a plastic bag of oranges. So I took a chance. I put I asked the students for plate. I put the oranges there. I said, is oranges okay, brothers? So I cut the oranges, quarters of them. I said, your divine grace, here's the prasad. So Prabhupada sucked on the oranges. The peel. Not the peel. Grind.
The red rind?
Rind, yeah, rind. He just sucked and put the rind down. It was like 6 or 7. So he ate them all. He sucked them all. And the plate was there. So he turned to me and he said, so Indradyumna, you will take the shot? Like a neophyte, I said, I'm no sugar Papa, you ate everything. And he smiled, he said, no, it was Maharaj. So I took the rind and I started eating it. What he meant was suck on the same peel, but I started eating orange peel. I started, tears were, I was so stringent, it was like burning, and my lips were burning, and tears were coming. But I thought, this is Mom. The Shastra says the food that the spiritual teacher eats, the dust from his feet, and the water that is washed his feet, Chandamri, those things can bring great mercy. So I was I looked at Prabhupada, he's like, he looked at me. You foolish boy. So I stopped and put them in my pocket. And I dried them out, those peels. And when I was later on when I go on Sankirtan, I made them into like powder almost. And I take a little dose like that every day from Prabhupada. It lasted me about 18 months. I was really happy to go on Sankirtan. So everybody boarded the plane, and the plane took off, and then they closed the blinds. It was time for the movie. So we don't watch movies, at least in those days, the boys didn't watch movies. So the movie came on, and I wanted to show Prabhupada that I didn't watch movies. So I took my Bhagavad Gita and put it in front of my face like this. And just to kind of impress them, you know, Sarva Dharma Moses, I heard Prabhupada laughing. He's watching the movie. So it was a movie of Charlie Chaplin. And Prabhupada said, at no time he said, when this little child, he's innocent movie, The Ethics of Charlie. He said he used to watch with his father the Ethics of Charlie Chaplin, the silent movie. So I put my book on. I said, yeah. And then, after the movie was over, I went to use the restroom, and there was Prabhupada's secretary was also the third secretary. So I said to him, I thought we weren't supposed to watch movies. I said, yeah, I know. I said, can you go ask Prabhupada why we were watching movies? So he went, and he asked Prabhupada, he came back, he said, Prabhupada told me that Krishna's the source of all original things. And Charlie Chaplin's humor is very original. So I was seeing Krishna in the movie. What were you boys seeing? What were you boys seeing? So then we landed in London, and it was a rainy day. I didn't eat anything on the plane because it wasn't offered. And I was really tired. And we got off out of the plane into the where you collect the luggage. We were collecting the luggage, and one of Prabhupada's bags had gone missing. And it was the bag in which he had all the books for translating Srimad Bhagavatam, like Vishwanath Thakur, Balaji Bhushan, Jiva Goswami, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, his own Guru Maharaj's commentaries, like Chaitanya Shikshamrita. Nowadays, if we could put it on a little device, right? They carried this big bag that didn't come. It didn't arrive. So Prabhupada said, someone has to stay. So I hid behind a pillar. Because Indradyumna, the secretary, I thought, he'll ask him to stay. I can go to the temple because there's going to be Prabhupada's, I heard Govinda Dasi cooked the feast. You know Govinda Dasi? She cooked the feast, and it would be a big celebration for welcoming Prabhupada at 7 Marine Place. And I heard that the Beatles were going to be there. So I kind of had a material desire to see the Beatles, see George Harrison. He was so close to Prabhupada. So then Prabhupada said, so someone must stay. Indradyumna should stay. But remember, whatever Krishna does is good. So I waited 2.5 hours. The cold airport, and the bag showed up. I was a young man. I was like 21, 22. I was a small, stout. Probably lift that thing. I was like, who paid the overweight for this bag? But I got it, and I cleared it, and then I dragged it outside to the curb outside Heathrow Airport. And I got into a taxi. Those black taxis they had. And I was like, I missed the feast. I missed Prabhupada's lecture, I missed the kirtan, I missed Guru Charity. I missed it all. I was so angry. So the cab driver says, "What's wrong with you, boy? You get out of the bed on the wrong side of the bed this morning?" And I said, "No, it's a long story. Take me to 7 Marine Place." So he drove me there, and Rain is pouring rain. Got out of the taxi, dragged it to the temple door, opened the temple door. There's all the devotees sitting there. Oh, I'm so full. They all look pregnant. Oh, that was the best feast that Govinda Dasi's ever cooked. It's so good. I can see the white place with the finger streaks, the ghee. Nothing left. So I said, how are you going, everybody? Is there anything left? Who are you? I said, well, I actually came on the plane with Prabhupada. I'm going to France to preach, and, sorry, Prabhu. It was so good, we all had seconds and thirds. When they said thirds, I practically collapsed. So then I said to them, it's like 20, 30 devotees are lying on the ground. The last bit of the kachori. Can I have your kachori? No, you can't have my kachori. So then I said, I have this is Prabhupada's bag. It was lost at the airport, and I have it. Can you guys, where does Prabhupada stay? 5th floor. And if you know England, everything's very small. The houses, the buildings, and everything's very small. It's a spiral staircase. So I said, can some of you guys help me carry this up? Oh no, I'm too full, I can't get up. And Prabhu, you missed the best kirtan. Prabhupada led the kirtan. Right. You have to do it yourself, young man. So it took me like 20 minutes to go up 5 flights, pulling, cursing that bag. You bag! You made me miss so many things! So I said, what are you mumbling to yourself? I finally got to the 5th floor. And there's two rooms like this. And one room said Prabhupada's secretary, and one said, His Divine Grace for the AC, Prabhupada, nice grass. So, I was tired, I hadn't slept much. I didn't follow proper etiquette. I should have knocked on the door and gone in. But I just opened, I thought this is Prabhupada's room, and there's a little bag. So I opened the door, but I went in backwards because the bag was so heavy. Either I push it or I pull it. So I'm pulling it backwards and like this into Prabhupada's room. And suddenly you hear a voice, watch out! You're going to bump into Srila Prabhupada! And lo and behold, that was Prabhupada's secretary, Nanda Kumar. I turned around, and Prabhupada was right there in front of me. I'd come about, 6 or 7 meters into the room. And there was Prabhupada standing in his gumption. He was just about to take his massage. He had this beautiful pink and white, remember it's like yesterday, pink and white gumption on. I could see his whole transcendental form. And it was exactly like seeing a deity. Because for the disciple of the spiritual master, it's like the deity. The deity is there to give mercy. Why does the deity is called Archa Vigraha? Prabhupada translated Archa Vigraha as the most merciful form of Krishna. Because Krishna comes and Krishna goes. But Archa Vigraha stays. There's some deities I've seen here in India from Satyayuga. So Archa Vigraha, he's easily approachable. He never leaves. So the guru is like that. He's easily approachable, and he's Krishna's representative. So almost like a deity. So there's Prabhupada. He was so beautiful. He was like in his late 70s, right? But he was glowing. So and so then that boom, I went down on the ground. Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prasthaya, Bhutale, Shrimati, Bhaktivedanta Swami. I was there, whack on my back. Prabhupada slapped me so hard on the back. I said, oh my God. He's so angry with me for improper etiquette, coming in backwards, and not coming clean, and taking a moment to stare at him in great wonder. the full body of my spiritual master. Visiting my place, he's late. He slapped me so hard. And he said something. And as I was down, I saw his lotus feet there. His lotus feet. And then the slap came. Then the lotus feet went. And I waited a minute, then I got up. And there was Prabhupada's secretary, Nanda Kumar. He was like this. You know, your jaw drops sometimes. He said, Prabhupada slapped you on the back. I said, yeah, I know. He said, I never saw him do that to anyone before. And I said, I know, am I in trouble? He said, no, you're not in trouble. Not at all. The opposite. Do you know what Prabhupada said to you? I said, no, I was on the ground shaking. He said, it's so wonderful. He said, Prabhupada said to you, so much endeavor in this material world, but when I take you back home, back to Godhead, everything will be easy and simple. So, I thought if I ever got a tattoo, I'd have the hands here. I'm not into tattoos, but I thought, romanticizing. If I ever get a tattoo, I still feel where it was. And that blessing, so much, because he could see how I was struggling with the bag, and he knew, he asked me to say, so much endeavor in the material world, but when I take you home, back to God, everything will be easy and sublime. So that was etched in stone, my stone-like heart. Etched in stone, and then from that time on, if there were any difficulties, any obstacles, any setbacks, Prabhupada said, so much endeavor. He made it very clear. What is this material world? Struggle for existence, the human race. The only hope is divine grace. So remember, there would be a difficult time, and being a traveling preacher and going to remote places, dangerous places. But sannyasis is supposed to do that. Whenever there was difficulty, I just closed my eyes. I'm going home. Prabhupada. I just keep serving Prabhupada. But I never got depressed and disillusioned, anxious. So I'm just here for a while. As much as I can do good for anyone that I come across, I will do, but I will not pass this way. So that was a lesson for a sannyasi, right? Who has to go out and preach and fight in their places. So much to death. The result is, by serving him here in the proper way, we can serve him there in the spiritual world. That's our qualification. We're servants. So we should serve the order of the spiritual master to perfection. I often think that, Prabhupada had so many desires for spreading Krishna consciousness. So how can I ask to go to the spiritual world when the mission here is not finished? You don't someone says sweep the floor, you sweep half of it, then you go, can I have another service? Wait a minute, you finished sweeping the floor, no? So Prabhupada, he has big, I won't call them dreams, I'll call them visions for spreading Krishna consciousness. So John Maharaji, we should be prepared to take as many births as required to satisfy the spiritual master. And then, if he's satisfied, they will satisfy. It can be challenging. I've met this several times on this trip with one of my godbrothers. He wasn't even initiated. He said to Prabhupada, Prabhupada, where are you going to go when you die? You can't ask the guru that question. I said, I plan to go to Patala Loka to continue preaching the message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I thought, okay, Patala Loka, here we come. Because what's the spiritual world without the spiritual master? As he teaches us here how to get out of the material world, he teaches us how to get into the spiritual world. He teaches us to fall out of love with the material world, into love with Krishna and everything connected to Krishna. What a beautiful thing to be. So, the next day, Prabhupada called me. Am I supposed to go to another program?
Yes. I think we need to do books as well.
Okay. I'll finish with one. You have to invite me back again because I've got the story. I like this little voice carrying. Like my servant has earrings. Diamonds. You have to get diamonds. His daddy's But Prabhupada called me to his room because he wanted to send me to France. And it was Rath Yatra, but you can't stay for Rath Yatra. I can't. Go do your service. Yes, sir. So Prabhupada could see us. He said, so are you ready? And I said, Prabhupada, I don't speak a word of French. It does not matter. He said, you go there, Krishna will help you. He said, you make a French boy who speaks English, devotee, and he'll translate for you. So then he could see I was a little anxious, so kind of paused and he reached over in his dressing drawer and he pulled out one of his charters. And then Prabhupada said, I have a hard time getting past this part. He said, a gift from a Vaishnava is a very special gift. When someone gives me a gift, I always think, oh, this is special. It's coming from the heart of the Vaishnava. So that charter, it was saffron, and I was still at the hospital. So, later on in the movement, when the sannyasis would come, I'd be white with that charter on. You can't wear that color. You're at the hospital. You take that off. See, you try to take it off. I'm not taking this off. And I wore it till it was threadbare, and I gave it to Jamuna and Vinatarini, who put it in their museum. And then, I was overwhelmed with Prabhupada's kindness. So then, he paused a minute and he looked at me. And when Prabhupada looked at you, it was like he was looking into your heart. And you had the realization that he really did know you and what was best for you. He looked at me and said, so, I'll give you an instruction. I always wanted a personal instruction from the spiritual master. I mean, any instruction is enough to live your life on from the spiritual master. I think I wrote daydreams, and there it was. Prabhupada said, you preach boldly and have faith in the holy name. Not bold. And I based my life on that. You have preach boldly, which means don't be a couch potato. Potato couch? Couch potato. It's like American slang that you sit in you're at home all day, you're eating cookies, watching TV, I was thinking, don't be active in Krishna consciousness. If you receive some mercy, you have something very special. Don't be proud of it. But realize it's special. And as someone approached you and made you a devotee, you go out and make someone a devotee. In this way, the movement spreads. We're blessed. Okay? How can we count? How to count our blessings? One time, Prabhupada's father said, Abai, the Supreme Lord has many arms and many hands. If he wants to give you mercy, what your two little hands can hold. Prabhupada's only 6 years old. So we have so much, right? We have Guru, we have mantra, we have Shastra, we have Dham, we have friends, we have family, we have so much. Sometimes we make the mistake of becoming familiar. Sometimes we have to sit and remember how fortunate we are. One of those things, 7 billion people on this planet don't have. So we should take advantage of it. So I thought, okay, bold picture means Amazon jungle, I went to Amazon jungle, Russia, where it's communist. I just came back from China. There's no word for God in the Chinese name. You know how hard it is to preach there? They worship the ancestors. So I say the top ancestor. And anyway, I actually like China because it's very well organized, it's very clean, everyone has work. They have their problems like everyone else, like they're very nice people. Very nice people. Because there's no spirituality in the country, there's no religion per se. People are hankering for something spiritual because by nature, we're all spiritual people. So you're going to get frustrated at one point if you don't get some ruchi, some spiritual taste. So then we come along, and in the kirtans in China, isn't it, Kartamashi? The devotees cry. They cry in the lectures. They're not sentimental, they're just hankering for something spiritual. So it's so satisfying to go there. It's so, whatever risk there is involved. Secret police are following us. I could see them taking photos of me. The risk is to go to jail. But we take the risk as brothers of Krishna. Have faith in the holy names, working on that every day, all of us, right? Because that's our ticket home, the holy name. Harinam, 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 Eva Kevalam. Guru, Namaste, Namaste, Namaste. Every day we should chant better than we chanted here. So I have to go pretty soon. I'm getting attached to all of you. I don't know how I'm going to leave you. I want to share something with you. It's a little embarrassing. I shouldn't be saying it myself, but during the pandemic, remember the pandemic? No, it's like a nightmare, right? During the pandemic, I was, Krishna arranged I was stuck in Vrindavan for 3 years, and it was very dangerous to go outside. So I was a very active traveler. Suddenly I'm sitting in a room about as big as just 10 bedrooms. What am I going to do? So all the books are there. So I said, I'll read the books, and then I'll give classes online, just like many of us did. Classes online. So I said, what will I talk about? I'll talk about Vrindavan. Why Vrindavan? Because Vrindavan is the Pranam. That's our goal in Krishna consciousness. That's the abode of Krishna. That's Krishna's hometown. That's where he lives and he never leaves. He never leaves. He's in Vrindavan. He's controlled by the love of the gopis. So I said, devotees don't have time to read so much. They can only come to Vrindavan from time to time, see a few holy places. I'll read about and I'll research, and eventually I'll go out to all those holy places. I'll write about them extensively. Each and every holy place. So in the past 4 years, I've given almost 500 lectures on Vrindavan. I don't know if any of you hear those lectures. They're on my YouTube channel. And every Friday I come up with, that's why I'm late today, because I was just recording a lecture about paintings and red blue. Because it's Friday. So what my disciples did, they took, I think, the first 25 or 30 lectures, and it's going to be a series that comes out every year, one book every year, covering all those lectures. So the first book is called, the series is called The Traveling Monk in Sacred Places, and the first book is The Sacred Forest of Vrindavan, western bank of the Jamuna. It means there's some forest on the left and there's forest on the right. So this book covers all the holy places on the western bank of the Jamuna. And there's a chapter about how to enter Vrindavan, what the mood should be, what prayers we can chant. There's beautiful photographs throughout the whole book. All the holy places are described. This is like, for want of a better word, a coffee table book. A shotting table book. It's very well done. Very beautiful book, raised text here, and just really nice. I mean, I do read it myself. It's my own lectures. I said that. I read it. I said that. Been very well researched. I took a lot of guidance from godbrothers and sisters who are scholars, PBC Shastra Committee. Everything that was saying, I was with them. I had access to the Vrindavan Research Institute, 38,000 scriptures. I dove in there like a bee and honey. And it's all here. All those lectures are transcribed to you. And yeah, it's kind of like, I did it for you. And for me, because I also forget, so I read it all the time, because we want to go back to Vrindavan. We want to fall in love with Vrindavan. But how can you fall in love with someone unless you know something about it? So that's the purpose of this book. When you go to Vrindavan, it could be a curriculum guidebook. It'll be up to you to read. And if you can't go to Vrindavan, you can read it in the privacy of your home, and you can read it. Because Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, one day I woke up and saw my whole house transformed into Goloka. So if we do spiritual things in our homes are transformed. So through Shravanam Kirtanam, we become Krishna conscious. Hearing and chanting things Krishna conscious. But this is a well-researched, well-printed book about Vrindavan. There'll be more to come. But this is the first, so we're going to, I hate to say it, sell them. Sannyas is not supposed to be business. My secretary said I had to say it. It's so expensive. It's 2,500 rupees. But we do manage to sell quite a few of them because so. I know I have to leave pretty soon for the next program, but if any of you would like to purchase one of these books, then I'd be very happy to sign it with my signature and a date and so forth and so on, that you can keep this book at home and have breath in your home and in your hearts. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. As Maharaj explained, we are distributing his new book and he will be signing the book. So we are going to set up the table over there. You can purchase the book and then you can form a line here and Maharaj will sign the book. In every book, we have kept a post-it note where you can write your name in capital letters. So Maharaj, it will be easy for him to write your name on the book. Thank you.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram,
Ram Ram,
Ram Ram,
Hare Hare. So let us, please everybody settle down. Just 5 more minutes, and we'll get started. Just a couple of announcements. So Maharaj, we are